I'll say good day to you this day of your time. How are you all? All right, thank you. First and foremost, thank you for the co-creation of the interaction. Our deep appreciation and gratitude for allowing us to interact with you in this way. Let us begin this transmission with the idea we have entitled The Cycles of Nine. Now, on your planet there have been for a while these permission slip ideas called numerology and so forth. And as we have described, these ideas, numerology, astrology, tarot reading, they are in a sense reflections of certain things that may have been crystallized within you when you chose to physicalize yourself at the moment of your birth. But it isn't, as we have said, that they have so much an influence over you or a control over your lives as they simply reflect the themes, the ideas, the vibrations that you chose to explore in this physical incarnation. So understand that what we are talking about this day of your time in the cycles of nine are not the ideas that in any way, shape, or form determine, so to speak, the choices you can make, but they may be reflections of choices you have made and are making. And you can use these permission slips, use these symbols, numerologically, astrologically, or any other form of permission slip that you allow to trigger your ability to sense more clearly the ideas, the themes you chose to explore, so you can get a better handle, have a better, deeper insight into the path you chose. And these things can, as permission slips, as triggers, as reflections, help you remember more of who you chose to be, so that you can experience this transformation of forgetfulness into remembering. Now, the idea, again, is that we understand that in your society, the concept of numerology and astrology and tarot and all these other kinds of permission slip reflections, they are not what you would in your language call scientific, but that's all right. They're not supposed to be. You can have a scientific understanding of the vibrations that they represent, of the frequencies that may be symbolized by them, of the reflections that they may hold for you to enlighten you about things that you chose on other levels. But they are not necessarily designed to be scientific. They are designed to be intuitive. They are designed to simply be used as permission slips, as triggers, as reflections. Nevertheless, the idea of moving forward in the cycles of nine, we can begin to explain from that perspective the idea in the following way. Nine, as many of you already know, is what you have called a reductive number, numerologically speaking, and mathematically speaking. In other words, it is self-referential. Any multiple of nine, the numbers in that answer of any multiple of nine will also reduce to nine. So nine, as a number, actually kind of represents a sort of, shall we say, border beyond which you actually cannot go in your physical reality. Because any number after 9, again, like 10, simply reduces to 1. 11 simply reduces to 2. 12 reduces to 3. And so on and so forth. But you will never get past the reduction of the number 9. So it acts in that sense as the border, vibrationally, of your physical reality. The idea of the year we have called the year of transformation, 2013, in that sense, is the idea, 13, the number of transformation, also reducing to 4. Some cultures on your planet substitute the number 4 for the number 13 in terms of what 13 represents to you. Many of you have called the number 13 unlucky, or you are superstitious about the idea of it. But really, it is just the representational symbol of transformation. And thus, so is 4. And if you take the reduction of 13 to 4 and add to it the number of humanity, which is 5, then again you get 9. The idea thus being that taking the number of humanity, 5, adding to it the number representative of transformation, 4, then you have humanity transforming equals the vibration of 9. In other words, it's the highest vibration you can achieve in physical reality, numerologically speaking, in that first set of numbers. And this is why it is so important to allow yourself to be fully in your humanity and allow yourself to fully transform, because then you achieve the highest frequency possible that is representative of the actual border, of the threshold of your physical reality. And this is what is meant by going into your fourth density reality. This transformational reality, where physical material reality and space and time become far more flexible, far more malleable. As if to reinforce the idea that the number of 9 is actually representative of the threshold or border of your physical reality, universe, even the speed of light, 186,300 miles per second, those numbers actually reduce to 9. Thus, it represents the fastest you can go in physical material reality. You cannot go past that threshold without actually shifting to another dimension altogether. Oh, but wait, say some of the scientifically minded friends in the audience. Bashar, the actual precise speed limit of light is 186,282 miles per second. 186,300 is just rounding it up. Well, all right, my scientific friends, but if you actually take time to notice, 186,282 also reduces to 9, so you can't get away from it. Just add the numbers up, you will see. If you keep adding and adding and adding together, they will come out to 9. Now, the idea in this way of the cycles of 9 is that in years, which can reduce to the number of 9, and also sometimes in years which can reduce to the number 3, because 3 is the square root of 9 in that sense, and so is intimately connected to it, you will find that there are certain demarcations that can now be implemented, now be overlaid over certain ideas in your society, certain experiences in your society, and specifically with respect now to the idea of contact. We have previously given you some ideas of the probability windows for your recognition of the existence of extraterrestrial life, and we have said, well, between your years, it seems likely, of 2015 to 2017, something will occur where you will discover something that will create for you an understanding in a very factual way that some form of extraterrestrial life exists. The knowledge of extraterrestrial life and its existence will become a fact sometime in that window. Now again, please understand, we do not necessarily mean that UFOs are going to be landing all over your planet. The idea is that somehow you will discover through your own astronomical observations or some other methodology that extraterrestrial life, at least in some way, shape, or form, something living off your planet, will be discovered and establish the idea of extraterrestrial life as a fact. This will change your mindset so that from that point forward you will accelerate. And the idea, as we have again said, is that you can begin to accelerate toward the idea of contact with extraterrestrial beings, such as ourselves, in the window of what you call 2025 to 2033. Now, if you will look at the idea of the cycles of 9, you will understand that smack in the middle of the window of 2015 to 2017 is the year 2016, which reduces, in that sense, to a 9. So that demarcation is for the first window. What's the next cycle of 9? It brings you exactly to 2025. That's the next cycle of 9. And thus then the next cycle of 9 ends in the idea of 2034. So what we are saying is that open contact with extraterrestrial beings will occur somewhere in that window of that final cycle of 9, before it ends. So now you have the idea of the demarcations of the cycles of 9 in this way. Now, sometimes the idea of years that are the cycle of 3, which is the square root of 9, may take a slightly different form of the expression. You could in some senses call it a kind of reduced cycle. something that is, in a sense, perhaps the polarity of what we are talking about. And so if you will understand the idea of your year of 1938 in that sense as a reduced cycle, what happened that was relevant to the idea of extraterrestrial contact, but probably a polarized idea of it in that year, was what you call your radio broadcast of the War of the Worlds that panicked so many people on your planet. Also in a reductive cycle of what you would call your 1947 was what you now refer to as your Roswell crash, which started the whole ball rolling with regard to your awareness that extraterrestrial beings existed in that way. So you will see that there are intimate connections in cycles of 3 and cycles of 9 with regard to the idea of how you view your relationship to contact with extraterrestrial beings such as ourselves. If you will allow yourself thus then to take advantage of the idea of the 9 vibration symbolically, in permission slip form, in whatever way, shape, or form your imagination so desires, to focus on that vibration, that reductive, self-reflective number of 9 being the highest vibration representing the threshold, the barrier, the border of your physical reality just before you cross into another dimension. And use your imagination to create whatever form of reflective permission slip you wish to create with respect to that particular frequency. You will more readily align yourself specifically to the cycles of 9 that represent the windows of contact as they will now begin to unfold from this point forward. By the way, just as an off-side comment, in having spoken of the idea of the reductive years that are cycles of 3, look at what happened in 2001 with regard to the idea of the destruction of your trade towers. Again, a reductive cycle of 3, the polarized idea of the vibration that you seek to implant within yourselves if you wish to expand your reality beyond those kinds of negative vibrations. So, in the idea then of the cycles of 9, explore within your imagination any methodology, any permission slip that will represent to you the idea of that vibration of 9, of the threshold of your physical reality, be it through the concept of imagining the speed of light, be it through the idea of the reflective numerological symbols that exist in your society, be it through the concept you call the Enneagram, which is very strongly connected as a symbol of 9, be it through any methodology you wish, it is now suggested that you allow yourself to begin to infuse within yourself an understanding of the vibrational state that is representative of standing on that threshold, being right on that borderline between one reality and another. And the more you absorb that vibration, the easier it will be for you to align with the contact vibration as well. We thank you for allowing us to share with you this idea. There will be more about this in other ways at other times as we proceed toward the idea of the cycle of 9 windows and cycle of 9 years. But for the moment, we will let this idea sink in. In return for the gift that you are giving us in allowing this to occur, I ask, in what way may we now be of service to you with your questions?
Hello, Bashar.
And you good day.
Thank you. Thank you. The number 9 and its vibration that you're speaking of, I would like to be able to use that in transformation of my life to become closer to a family member, my son, who I lost in physical form. I lost him in physical form.
You mean transitioned into spirit?
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, yes, sir, you don't have to be that formal.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you prefer to be.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I feel good with it.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And so your son has transitioned.
He has transitioned, and
Yes.
what I took out of what you just said about the numerology, that it looks like a good path to a vibration where I may become closer to him.
All right. So you are attracted to it as a permission slip.
Yes, yes.
You understand permission slips, yes?
Yes, I do.
Oh, all right. And so, in what way would your imagination like to use the idea of the vibration of 9, the cycle of completion, the threshold, the crossing vibration in that sense, in order to allow yourself to feel more strongly the connection you still have with your son?
That's where I'm baffled.
Baffled? In what way?
I feel close to him, but I
Yes.
want to feel closer. And this seems like a permission slip to get closer, but I don't know
That's all right.
how.
But you said
to
you
get
were
there.
attracted to the idea of using the vibration of 9. So your
Yes.
imagination must have told you some way or shown you some way in which you could utilize that. Yes or no?
No, it has not yet.
Nothing. All right, well, let's begin at the beginning. When you think of the number 9, what do you see in your mind's eye?
In my mind's eye, I
Yes.
see a mountain.
All right, a mountain. And does that represent the idea of the wide base connecting to the ground of physical reality, and the point, in that sense, being the rarefied air of non-physical spirit?
You could say that.
I did say that.
Yeah.
So if you see that mountain, can it thus then represent to you, as you envision yourself climbing that mountain, bit at a time, going up the switchbacks, up and 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 up toward the apex? Do you feel the vibration rising within you so that by the time you imagine and envision that you are at the top of the mountain, you are now vibrating at a very rarefied frequency that you believe might make it easier for you to be more perceptive about what you could be receiving from him on the higher plane?
Definitely.
All right, so can you
Definitely.
use the image that way?
Yes, I believe I can.
Does that feel good to you?
Feels excellent.
All right, so you see, all you had to do was think of the 9 vibration, and your higher mind, through your imagination and visualization conduit, gave you the symbol that would work for you. That's all you have to do. It's that simple. There's nothing to be baffled about. Yes?
Agreed.
Does that make
Agreed.
sense?
It does. It does.
Does that work for you then in this context?
I believe it does.
All right, anything else?
That'll do it for now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your timelessness.
Hi, Bashar.
And you good day.
I am a new student of yours, relatively new.
Oh, all right. I am then a new student of yours.
I actually started to listen to your recordings around my birthday, which is 9/9.
Oh, all right. 9/9. How synchronous of you.
My name, if you count it as a numerology, is 9 as well.
Yes.
And so I'm surrounded by 9 all my life.
Congratulations.
Who am I in regards of that?
Repeat.
Who am I regarding to these 9s that are surrounding me?
Who are you? The idea is that you are using those numerological or vibrational reflections to allow you to understand synchronistically when you are in your preferred vibrational state. Yes?
Good.
So you are using it that way, and if you stay in that state, if you choose to, and follow your excitement and act from that state, then you will know that you are aligned in the best possible way you can be with the themes you chose to explore, and will get the most beneficial experiences out of it by using that as a reflective marker or a guiding system for how to stay in the vibrational frequency that represents your true natural self. Yes?
Okay, wonderful. How others can benefit from this
Well, that will
situation?
depend on others, won't it?
Okay,
But we're just talking to you about you right now, yes?
wonderful.
And of course, others will benefit from you being more of yourself by looking at you as a living example of someone aligning with their true vibration, and thus then perhaps by seeing the example in you, they will also know that they can do so for themselves as well. Yes?
Wonderful.
But everyone will use the symbol in whatever way makes sense for them. You follow?
Thank you. Yeah,
Does this help you?
absolutely.
Anything else?
Obviously, it comes to that I am Virgo, and I have question for all Virgos in a house. I have a little bit difficulty with the concept of oneness.
Oneness? What do you mean difficulty with the concept of
And
oneness?
sense of fully feeling the concept.
Well, you never will. You can feel the concept of alignment with all that is, but you will never actually feel oneness. Because in the one, there is actually no sensation of any differentiation. You have to have a reflection to get a sense of alignment with something. To be aligned with something, there has to be otherness. All that is has otherness, and all that is the version of the one that is self-reflective. But the one itself has absolutely no experience of itself because there's no differentiation at all. It doesn't know anything other than oneness, and it doesn't know itself in comparison to anything else, because from the perspective of the one, there is nothing else. And so you will never have a feeling of oneness because you can never have an experience of oneness, but you can have an experience of alignment as all that is. Mm-hmm. Make sense?
Yeah.
So the idea, of course, is that there are interpretations of this in different reality levels. As a physical being, you can have a certain kind of experience of alignment with all that is, but it will be a very different kind of an experience than you would have if you were a non-physical being or in some other dimension. Mm-hmm. You follow?
Yeah.
But the idea really is fully being yourself is the same thing as full alignment with all that is. That's why we say if you act on your highest passion to the best of your ability with absolutely no insistence or assumption or expectation as to what the outcome ought to be and put no conditions on that, by constantly acting on your excitement and from your excitement, then you will align with the vibration of your true self. And the vibration of your true self is the vibration of existence itself, the vibration of all that is from your unique point of view. So the more you are willing to be yourself by acting on all things that contain the vibration of yourself, the more you will experience yourself to the best of your ability within physical reality as your version of all that is. Make sense?
Absolutely.
It's that simple. It's a simple formula. It's just physics. It's just vibrational energy frequency physics. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Does this help you?